So yeah, man, like I think the most important thing for me about everything that we're saying is just finding something that works well for you, but that also is easily translatable to other people as well as within that process. And once you've found that flow, and people can, or whoever you're presenting the arrangement to, or if it's a group that you're singing with and whatnot, and they can just immediately and easily understand what you are trying to achieve with the arrangement and stuff like that. It just needs to be as understandable as possible.
That's right.
No matter what direction it's going, just needs to be as understandable as possible. And from there, I think it's a home run, you know, and because that will lead to the execution of the song being much better. And I think a lot of arrangements actually die at the execution phase. Because the idea of it can be so great, but then when it's time to put it together,
practically putting it together, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. But now, I always wanted to ask this: when you're approaching an arrangement, obviously on piano or whatnot, there are certain voicings in my mind that I feel like might not always work vocally.
Yeah. So that's the thing. That's the thing about working on the piano, right? You can't just translate that as it is to voice.
Okay.
You can't. It's you have to think about how. So for example, right? If for example the melody is "There's within my heart a melody. Jesus whispers sweetly." That's the melody, right? And then now you on the piano, although this is how I play just as a habit, because I play for praise and worship as well. And when you're playing for praise and worship, these things are connected. When you're playing for praise and worship, other guys will do an intro, and the praise and worship team won't start when it's time to start because they didn't understand
what was going on.
Yeah. But if you keep the melody line, you don't have to play the melody within the chords, right? But keep the melody at the top of your chord. Do you understand what I mean? So not within the chord.
Yes.
Hiding somewhere within.
No.
Keep it at the highest note of the full chord.
Yeah.
The melody must be apparent because it's at the top.
Okay.
That helps with people easily identifying what you just did in your intro. Then they're able to come in with
where
the
they're
song.
supposed to go
because
in. Yeah.
That intro you're going to play for church specifically.
Yeah.
Because it's the congregation. It can't be too complicated.
Yeah.
You actually play the last line of the chorus. Keep me singing as I go.
Yeah. And then it starts. Yeah.
So you have to keep the melody at the top, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what you're doing when you're arranging at the piano.
Yeah.
You're thinking about the melody.
Yeah.
So even as you create the chords and everything, you're thinking, is the melody with first tenor?
Okay.
For the verse, the melody with first tenor. If it is, it has to be at the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Then second tenor follows behind it, baritone bass. This is obviously thinking quartet. That's the simplest way you can.
Yeah.
But if the melody is with baritone, then that's a different thing. Now you have to think about the space for the first tenor and the second tenor, where they're going to sit. So even your inversions, because with chords you have root position. Root position. Sorry, guys.
Going too deep now.
First inversion, second inversion. So you have root position, where the chord is born from the tonic of the.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
We'll get there.
The chord is born from the. So let's say you're playing the chord of C.
Yeah.
It comes from the C note itself,
yes.
and then builds. You build the triad.
Yes.
So it'll be C, E, G. You made the chord. Then in your left hand, it's C, the tonic.
Yes.
Boom. That's root position.
That's root. Yeah.
Then the first inversion of that chord is where the third is the first note.
Yes.
So it'll be E, right?
Yes.
E, G, C. That's the first inversion.
Yeah.
Second inversion will be. It'll be G, C, E. you check.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the different inversions, and those three positions of that chord help you with deciding where what sits.
Okay.
Where melody is sitting. And remember, because we're building around the melody, where the melody is sitting is quite important. So if it's sitting with the baritone, you're going to know what inversion you're playing.
Okay.
It's probably going to be the second inversion.
Okay.
Because you need two notes above the baritone.
All right.
For second tenor and first tenor to sit at.
Okay. Okay. I hear you.
You see what I mean? So working at the piano may seem like, oh, you've got everything you need and it's easy. You have to be thinking.
Yeah.
Constantly.
I actually think with what you're saying, I agree very much so, because I've worked with guys where maybe we'll be arranging a song and they're like arranging on the piano, like Squatter can play. So sometimes we're going through some stuff, like, okay, let's arrange this and whatever. And like we'll spend maybe 15 or 20 minutes just trying to look for the right option. Yeah. And in my mind, I'm like, bro, I can hear this thing is supposed to go here.
What's happening?
But that's just the thing. There are too many options.
Yes.
And so you kind of need to investigate all of them.
You need to make decisions.
Yeah.
And then that will then lead. That will then guide you on where to go. You need to just make decisions. Who's doing the melody? Or is the melody jumping? You know what I mean?
I get you.
Is it staying? Is it staying with this one voice?
Yeah.
Or is it moving around?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those are the things that you need to decide.
Yeah, no,
and when you listen to like Heritage, for example,
you'll
hear soprano will have the melody and they'll drop it, and then the tenors will pick it up, and then you know what I mean.
I get you.
It just depends on
what
is it that you're doing.
Dynamic.
Exactly.
Makes it very dynamic.
Exactly.
And that's crazy, man. And like I feel with putting all of that together, like especially like with what you're talking, these two contrasting worlds.
Yeah.
I can't wait actually for us to kind of maybe do something together.
Yes,
actually.
arrange a song together.
Yeah. So just to kind of marry these two worlds, where one is kind of more influenced by just the raw feel and idea of the possibilities that I'm not really guided by anything. I'm not when you most of the time when you're arranging just off the top of your head, you're not thinking that much about the intervals or all of that. It's just about okay, this part blends there.
And
this
you don't
blends
have to get
there.
bogged down by
That's
all
true.
that technical stuff and whatever.
That's true.
No, you don't let that
That's true.
Get you stuck in
Yeah.
the weeds. Just go with it.
But there's so much beauty in also getting in there because it has you have a different approach to it at the end of the day. And I also feel like that way also, I'm a person who believes a lot in formulas. I'm a formula guy, and I like going back to certain things that I feel like, okay, this worked.
This works,
I'm gonna, to try this again or whatever the case is. So you're able to develop formulas really quickly and understand, okay, this works, this doesn't work, this is what I like or not. Whereas, from the top of your head, you're like, it's just trial and error. But sometimes there's a lot of beauty with that. There's a lot of beauty in that. But like, when I'm trying to chase deadlines and there's a lot of stuff you're trying to do,
go back to your formula.
You need to have your formula. And
but when you're just, being creative, then it's
but that's another thing, you were going a bit deep there. I think we need to have just an episode dedicated to talking about just the basics of just understanding harmony, understanding melody, all those things.
What are the building blocks?
All those things, inversions, in intervals,
and augmented fifths,
and just understanding just at the basic level of how to apply those things, because sometimes find that someone will move from one chord structure to another immediately, and that's what kind of causes that a bit of dissonance. But it's not like nice dissonance. Sometimes there's nice dissonance. Where were you going with that? But I think the most important thing is just to keep experimenting with different methods until you find something that works. That works. I think for me, like, personally, I went through so many different phases of how to arrange, where like now, like I'm telling you with this MIDI situation, all that, it's just become an easier workflow because you just put all that together and you can just send it out. Someone could just listen to that and they know what they're supposed to do. Or at least it's close. the work that needs to be done is just a bit of the human element and stuff like that. That's not represented in that MIDI and stuff like that. So it's quite a different worlds. But it's crazy how at the end of the day they're all brought together by by that melody and the harmony and everything. Once it's put together, it's quite something beautiful, bro.
Yeah, guys. So as you know, this is a podcast, and we do have sponsors.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have sponsors, but this is where a sponsor segment will come in. You see, we've got our nice little table here, guys. So if you wanna,
put something
on here,
you can put something.
Yeah.
We'll put something.
Put something here. Let us know, and we'll have it here throughout the whole podcast. And yeah.
Must move this iPhone actually, because
put something on there.
Have something.
Yeah, on here. Put something on here and
special place for you guys.
Let's do some stuff.
Because I don't even remember.
We can talk for hours, man.
We can talk for hours about
Especially
this.
about these subjects.
And today we went. I mean, it was a bit deep. It was a bit deep. There's a lot of things going on there.
Hopefully, there's something for everybody. Hoping you guys picked up something.
Yeah.
Here and there. That's really the aim of what we're trying to do. Is just share. Whatever little we know.
Yeah.
With our audience.
True. And it's just about having conversations around what we do, a cappella music, and not only that, just our production, but most of it is really based around what influences most of what we do, which is the voice and harmony and all that stuff. So, that is the point of this podcast. And like we've been talking and we've been sharing. We're going to be having a lot of people come in and also share their experiences with vocal arranging. Some will just be vocalists. They don't have to be arrangers, so that we can also understand other things that come part and parcel of being in that vocal arranging space. Especially I'll be keen to get like a vocal coach or something like that to come on. And I think
it's going to be interesting. I mean, someone may think, vocal coach, trust me.
It's crazy.
There's a lot that goes.
I think we have it settled. Vuyo has to come on the show.
He has to come on the show.
He's the first guest. He needs to Vuyo,
sir,
please.
I'm going to WhatsApp you tonight. Get him to come.
We need to get him to come through. We've talked about him too much on this episode. He's the guy.
He has to come through.
It's a sign. But that's all good, man.
No, guys, you know what to do. Subscribe, smash the notification bell, drop your comments, questions, anything you want to say, anything you want to share. Drop it in the comment section.
Yeah.
If you've got links to some of the music that you have arranged, whether it's vocal arrangements, whether it's instrumental stuff, whether you're a producer or a vocalist or whatever, talk to us. Let's have a conversation. Mm-hmm. Hit us up. Check us out on Instagram.
Yep. At JOVA _podcast.
That's right.
Everywhere on social media.
Hit us up. We're on Instagram. We're on...
we're coming on TikTok.
We're coming on to TikTok soon.
Just building the content. We must be bombing you every day.
Building up the content. But we're coming. We're going to be on all the platforms.
Yeah.
Same handle. But for now, hit us up on Instagram. Drop your comments, questions, everything. We like to engage with you guys. We're keen.
Yeah.
And we're going to actually bring in a comment section on some of our...
Yeah. And thank you for everyone who's been commenting and sharing and subscribing.
It's been great.
Thank you so much. It's been insane, the love that we're getting so far.
We're almost at 100 followers on Instagram, which is
that is wild.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That is crazy. Please keep supporting us.
Please. Yeah.
And
friends.
Share. Subscribe. Like the video. Please like the video.
Yeah, like the video. It helps us. It helps us rank better on YouTube.
On YouTube. So thanks a lot, everyone. This is the JOVA Podcast. I'm Nkosie Hospice.
I'm Brian Lepia. See you guys next time.